Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing another DIY manicure. So basically what that means is I'm going to be doing a manicure that you can recreate at home. It is super simple, and I used clear dip powder as well as tips to extend and strengthen my nails. So let's get right into the video. So my favorite nail tips are by the brand Macart, and they are these clear tips, and I just open the bag and I'm going to start sizing out all of my tips that go with the corresponding finger. So as you can see on these little bags, they have a number and the sizes basically go from small to large, the smallest tips having the highest number. So here I chose a 6, and as you can see, it fits from sidewall to sidewall, and that is what you want in a nail tip. So here I have my thumb, pointer, middle, pinky, and ring fingernail. So now with my nail file, I'm going to just use the rounded end, and I'm going to etch the surface of my natural nail, and this will roughen up the surface so that the dip powder product can properly stick onto the nail. And then I'm making sure to wipe away any dust, and I'm going to be using my Red Carpet Manicure Prep Dehydrator, and this will take away all of the oils on the tip of my nail, just so that the tip sticks on. And for my nail glue, I'm using the IBD Brush On Gel Resin, and this is my favorite nail glue, so I just take a little bead of it on the brush, and I float that in the well of the tip, making sure to not put too much glue on, but also to have enough. And then I'm just pressing that on the nail, holding it for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then once I feel that it is fully adhered, I'm just removing my fingers and the tip is stuck onto my nail. And I also like to go ahead and sort of pinch in the sides so that the corners are definitely stuck onto the nail, because that is a crucial part. And now I'm cutting the tip to my desired length. As you can see here, I'm going for a more natural fake nail, so I'm cutting the tip pretty short. And then I'm also going ahead and taking off the corners just because I want more of a tapered square instead of a regular square. And then once I have cut all of the nail tips to my liking, I'm going in again with my nail file, and I'm just going to basically finish file all of my nails. So I'm going along the free edge and sidewalls just to perfect my shape. And I'm also going to be going over the top of the tip, and this will blend it into my nail as well as make it nice and rough for the product. And then I'm going in with my buffer, and I'm removing any of the extra little filings, and I'm rounding off the corners. Now I'm wiping away any dust just to make sure that we don't have any dust on the nails when we start our dip powder. Then for my dip powder, I'm using the Azure Beauty Dip Kit. So I'm starting off with number 1 Bond, and this is just another dehydrator, and I'm applying this to my natural nail only, and this will take away any oils, like I said before, and make the nail surface nice and dry. And I'm going to be using clear powder, like I said before, because I just find that when I change out my manicures, I like to polish over clear because it doesn't affect the color. And then I'm also using my base, and first I'm starting off by applying the base where the tip meets the natural nail, and this will sort of fill in that gap and create structure. And then I'm dipping into the powder, tapping off any excess, and then brushing away any on the finger. Now I'm applying the base to about 3/4 of the nail, and I'm going to dip into the powder once again, and this will also just build up the structure of the nail. And since I am making my tips pretty short, I don't need a ton of structure, but I still prefer to have a nice curve instead of a flat nail. And now I applied the base to the entire nail, and I'm dipping into the clear powder once again. And I am tapping off the product and brushing it off as well in between every dip layer so that my brush does not get hardened up. And now I'm going in with one final coat over the entire nail and dipping into the powder. So in total, I dip my finger in 4 times, and this gets me the thickness and strength that I like. Now I'm closing up my powder, and I'm going to be using number 3 activator and apply this to all of the nails to harden up the powder. So this is basically like curing gel polish. So gel polish doesn't harden unless you cure it, and dip powder doesn't harden unless you apply activator. I also went in for a second coat just to make sure that this fully soaks into all of my nails and makes the powder completely hard. And once the activator is dry, after about 2 minutes, I'm going in with my 100-180 file, and with the 180 side, I'm going to finish up my shape, just because sometimes when you apply the dip powder, it gets a little messy near the sidewalls and tip, so I just file the sidewalls and free edge to make them nice and smooth. And then once I have finished perfecting my shape, I'm going over the top of the nail to smooth it out and remove any big bumps or lumps. And I found that I really didn't have any major divots in the nail, but you can see here that the structure is nice and strong, and there really wasn't any problems, so I didn't really have to file over the top. I just like to perfect my shape as much as I can. And I'm making sure to get it nice and smooth near the cuticle and sides, and then I go over the top surface of the nail. Here again you can see that structure, so there is a nice curve going from the cuticle to the tip. And now with my buffer, I'm just rounding out the corners even more and making sure they're nice and smooth so they don't catch on anything. And then I'm removing all extra dust. Now here I applied cuticle oil because I'm not going in with any more product, and I just left the nails like this, so it is totally okay to apply oil. Now if you were going to apply a dip top coat or even a gel top coat, you would want to skip and do this step after you apply that product. So here is the finished manicure. I liked how these nails turned out because they are super easy to apply polish or gel polish on top of, and they just perfect the shape of my natural nails, especially since I am trying to grow them out. So that is my DIY dip manicure video. So if you guys enjoyed this week's video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one.